Soon after the Revolutionary War was won, another war erupted in America. This war did not pit nation against nation, but rather American against American in a fight for control of how the future government would be run. Although the Articles of Confederation were in existence since 1777 and served their purpose for a time, by 1786 it was no longer a question of whether or not the Articles should be changed, but how those changes should be made. In the eyes of many Americans, the main problem with the Articles of Confederation was its inability to tax. In the same year of 1786, Congress called representatives from all 13 colonies to meet in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to, in the words of Alexander Hamilton, render the Constitution of the federal government adequate to the exigencies of the Union. With the support of George Washington, the stage was now set for 55 men representing all the colonies except Rhode Island to gather in Philadelphia to attend the writing of the American Constitution. Although the representatives met from May to September of 1787, they were no closer at the end of the 5 months to reaching a consensus than they were at the beginning of the process. Luckily, with the help of Ben Franklin, cooler heads prevailed, progress was finally made, and a deal was struck. While many of Philadelphia took their work very seriously, none of the representatives could have known that they would be remembered as the founding fathers of America and forever immortalized in history. The founding fathers in Philadelphia had greatly exceeded their instruction from Congress and the states. Instead of making revisions to the Articles of Confederation, they produced a plan for a completely new form of government. This plan came to be known as the Constitution, and this Constitution will be the foundation for the American government for over the next 200 years. With the Constitution complete and ratified by the Founding Fathers, it now had to go to the colonies for approval. When presented with the Constitution, Americans became divided over accepting this new form of government and fell into two groups. The first group was the Federalists, who supported the Constitution and believed that anarchy would erupt if power to the masses were left unchecked. The second group was the Anti-Federalists, who did not support the Constitution in its current form and believed that there were certain dangers evident in concentrated power and used England as an example of what could happen if the powers of government were concentrated. In the end, a compromise was finally reached between the two groups, and the Constitution was accepted by a majority of Americans. Although the Constitution was ratified, there was still a fair amount of discontent in America about the new government. In 1789, the first Congress picked up where the Founding Fathers left off and created a Bill of Rights, the Constitution, in an attempt to legitimize the new government. This Bill of Rights consisted of 10 amendments. The first 9 placed limitations on Congress, keeping it from infringing on basic rights, such as freedom of speech, press, and the right to a speedy public trial. The last amendment reserved all powers to the states except those specifically delegated to the federal government. I hope you enjoyed this tour through the foundation of the American government. Be sure to tune in next week for the French Revolution. Until then, I am Eric Perna, and remember, if you don't learn from history, you're destined to repeat the mistakes of it.